What's up, guys? I'm giving my review of Olivia Wilde's new movie, Don't Worry, Darling. Now, most people probably know Olivia Wilde from her directorial debut in Booksmart, which was basically, I say this in the nicest way possible. I know a lot of people like to say, oh, it's just a remake of Superbad. I'm going to say, let's say it's a homage to Superbad, but even though it did have Jonah Hill's sister in a main starring role. And her new movie, Don't Worry, Darling, it's just a remake of the Stepford Wives. And now, seeing like how most of the Stepford Wives movies weren't even received that well for the time and now, I don't know why she wanted to do a remake of this movie, but it's on par. So, I think a lot of people know about this movie because of the constant drama between Olivia Wilde and Harry Styles and Florence Pugh. And all I gotta say is that shit's juicy, but it does not fucking matter. It has nothing to do with this movie, and it won't affect anything to do with this movie. This movie has a 32% critic rating. Is in my opinion, I always take what the critics say with a grain of salt, because we had a movie earlier this year that's kind of similar to. It's not similar. It's similar in like demographic with Where the Crawdads Sing with Daisy Edgar Jones, and that movie had very low critic response. And I came up thinking that movie was about a 6.5 out of 10. It was decent. It had two strong acts, a middle act that didn't work that well, but hey, it wasn't dog shit. And I'm here to tell you that Don't Worry, Darling, is kind of just like Crawdads, not dog shit. It has some things that works for it. But here's the thing that this movie doesn't have in common, that this movie has over Crawdads, that kind of makes this movie being not as good to its fault. This movie leaves you with a lot to be desired. It gives you these very interesting ideas that you want them to take and grasp and do something fucking great with, but it doesn't. It just leaves you wanting so much more. Whereas Crawdads was very straightforward, and it's just a mystery, and who done it, this, that, and the third. Like, it's very straightforward, but this movie gives you a lot to take in. It poses a lot of interesting questions like, would you rather be miserable with freedom or happy with no freedom? Like, that's one of the main questions this movie poses, and it does nothing with it. And they don't even really pose that question until the end of the movie. Like, that twist towards the end of the movie, they should have either added 30 more minutes to the movie so they could explore that twist, and that twist you could really see coming. Like, you can see all this. You can see a lot of this coming because it's just a Stepford Wives remake. So you can see a lot of this stuff coming. But the question they still pose is very interesting, and they should have really put a lot more time into it. And then you have a character that does something, played by Gemma Chan, that does something throughout the movie that not only makes me question her motivations, but her character in general. And it kind of wants me to bring the score down from 6.5, which I think this movie is a 6.5. It makes me want to bring it down to a 5 or 5.5. But I'm really not sure about the character and why she would do that. The only way... Then you have Harry Styles. Let me say, my best advice for someone who's watched a lot of movies for Harry Styles, it is okay to change your facial expressions during a scene, during a big monologue, during shouting. It is okay for you to change your facial expressions. It is normal. I don't know who told you not to do that. It is very fucking normal to change your facial expressions while you're talking, or while you're shouting, or while you're doing a monologue. It is okay. You don't have to hold a fucking face. I don't know who told you to do that, but you don't got to do that. It doesn't look right. I don't know if you're going for a money shot, you're going for the memes. I don't know what you're going for, man. But it's okay to change your facial expressions when you're doing something, a monologue or whatever. But overall, he's okay. There's still room to improve, but he's not dog shit. Like, because you had the clip of him going around on Twitter. If him, you know what I just referenced. You probably know I'm already talking about. I already know what scene I'm talking about. You probably seen the clip. But that scene was going around and he didn't look that hot. But he's okay. He was okay throughout this movie. Florence Pugh, she fucking slays. Chris Pine. I know Olivia Wilde said that Chris Pine's character is kind of a take on Jordan Peterson. I don't watch Jordan Peterson, but I've seen some clips of him. I think he really captured the Jordan Peterson. The little bit I've seen of him, I think he captured Jordan Peterson perfectly. That's what they were going for. Yeah, supporting cast was great. The set pieces were great. The movie looked beautiful. All that. It didn't drag, even though it didn't. That's not true, because there was some part here in the middle where they go to a party where I'm like, what the fuck was the point of that scene the more I think about this movie? Like, I feel like we could have took that and did something else with all that time. But, so I can't lie, it kind of does drag because I'm just sitting there, I'm like, in this big middle part of the movie, I'm like, we could have done so much other things with this time. Why are we focusing on this? You know what I mean? So yeah, 6.5 out of 10. It's not dog shit, but it just leaves you with a lot to be desired. It gives you this fucking interesting question and does nothing with it. You know? But I'm still very interested in Olivia Wilde as a director. Even though she kind of fucked up with this movie, I'm still very interested in her as a director. And all that drama shit, I don't really care. In her and the Florence Pugh shouting match stuff, I don't really care. I just care about what you put on the screen. And I hope next time she brings something else, she knocks it out of the park. Same with Florence Pugh, same with everyone involved in the movie. I hope everything they do next is fucking phenomenal. So like I said, don't worry, darling, 6.5 out of 10. Peace.